All right, welcome back. It's still Galaxy. Today we're still talking cancer. We have a cancer survivor with us here this morning, and she'll be telling us a story and what you need to do as regards cancer prevention and awareness. Let's make welcome Mrs. Joan Beckheiser, CEO, Kiki's Angels Foundation. Many thanks for joining us, regards.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so
Let me
let's
know the
dive
religious
right in.
stuff. Yeah.
So just a brief, story about background story of how you discovered you had cancer and what you did.
Okay. Well, it all started after I had my son, and I was done breastfeeding when about a few months down the road, I discovered like the lump on my left breast. So I thought it was one of those things that you get after breastfeeding, but that was not it. So when we traveled to go have a checkup with, I was hoping, I'm like, I hope it's just a normal lump or milk glands that had hardened up. But no, when they did the biopsy and they checked everything, we got the bad news that it was cancerous, and that was where the whole journey started.
Okay, so how was your family able to deal with it? Because I'm sure when you heard the news, it almost seemed like a death sentence. How were you able to deal with it? How was your husband able to deal with it? How were you able to deal with being a mom? Because, I mean, it's a few months after you stopped breastfeeding. How were you able to deal with it being wife, mom, and a woman diagnosed with cancer? How did you balance it?
Well, I'm a pretty strong-willed person. My family, they really freaked out as my mom, my brother, and my sisters. But my husband was always with the kids. So he was the one that I was kind of worried the most, because it was only four of us. My two kids, my husband and I, we were the one that traveled because we did everything in the States. So he was always, imagine a man taking care of two toddlers and his wife going in for treatment, in and out for a month, and every other stuff that like came along. So it was pretty scary for my family. So when I had, the little time I have after treatment, because when you come out of treatment, you're very, very tired and agitated, like everything is so like not right. I try to pick their calls once in a while, but most times my husband will communicate with them and tell them everything is okay, but it wasn't. But you have to like give them hope and stuff like that. But they were supportive, prayers and talking to me, asking me to be calm, that everything will be okay. So
Okay. You said, listening to you, talked about being a very strong woman. Strength is what most people don't get, especially when they are sick.
Yeah,
And
sure.
it's even worse when it's a cancer. How are you able to encourage yourself? Because a whole lot of people, when they get that diagnosis, the first thing that comes to their mind is that
It's over.
it's over. Should I just give it all up? They become depressed. They become aloof from everybody, from the society. How are you able to still move on up?
the thing is, I never believed I had it. Even though the doctor says so, I'm like, no, I don't have it. Where did it come from? I don't have it. But
You're in denial?
yes, But at the same time, when I started the whole treatments, and I'm like, wow, I think I do have it. But then I didn't want to like think too much, because I have kids. Sometimes I will even make a joke to my husband. I'm like, why are you feeling sad? Why are you crying? Don't cry. I'm not going to die. If I die, you want to go and marry another woman to come and suffer my children. I am not dying, So like I always
That
like,
was what was
yeah,
good.
make
Your
like
kids
joke,
were-
yeah, out of it. So that was how I went through. Some days were tough. Don't get me wrong. It was really, really tough. But yeah.
Your kids, were they aware? Did they notice anything different? Did they know,
No,
oh, mommy is sick?
no.
How were you able to prevent them from seeing that side of you? Because as you said, you'd be tired, you'd be edgy. How were you able to prevent them from knowing, oh, there's something wrong with mommy?
Their dad was always with them, taking them places and making sure I've eaten and taken my drugs and relax. He would take them to the park or ice cream and, And then when they get home, they want to play, mommy, and their dad would still take them, no, mommy is just resting and stuff like that. So they really didn't understand, because my son was 1+, my daughter was 2+. So they were still,
Really
they had no idea, Even when we drive for treatments every day, they are in the lobby where there are a lot of toys, so they don't even know mommy has gone somewhere. So it was.
Okay, you were diagnosed, you said you reading your testimonial here, you said you were diagnosed at 26 and
It's wrong, 24.
21.
24.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was,
With breast cancer at 24.
Yeah.
24. You know, this is
Wow.
just like a young lady who just has, you know, the rest of her life in front of her. You know, what would you now say to young people, specifically at that age, or even much younger, who actually might be suffering that particular fate right now?
Well, I've really learned a lot when I went through all this. You really don't have to wait till you're diagnosed with the disease. Right from the age of 18, you should be able to like self-examine yourself. It's pretty easy, you know. But if you're from a family that has, you know, the cancer history, I wasn't, but I'm just saying, people that have, you know, family that have that, they should start mammogram by the age of 18. And self-examination is so easy. I wish I could, you know.
Demonstrate.
Yeah, but that's how you can get, you know, catch it on time.
Okay, so when you find out, what do you do? What's the next step? Like you had to travel out of the country to do a biopsy and all of that. What's the next step if you find out, oh, I have a strange tumor in any part of my body? What do you do? And then how do you tell yourself to snap out of being depressed, of having suicidal thoughts? How do you tell yourself to say, look, I have to fight? Because not everybody has, as Justin said, not everybody has that strong will, not everybody has that spirit. How do you snap out of it?
Oh, how do I snap out of it? It's just, you know, when you find out, initially when you find out, you don't know what it is until you have the test done. So because I know a lot of people, and you know, I have a lump and all that, but they don't go for checkup. That is why most people, by the time they discover, it's too late. Because they think, it's a normal lump, or it's gonna go, they go get maybe antibiotic or something to take. But that's not it. No matter any little lump that you find, you go straight to a doctor. And the first step is to have a biopsy, because they have to like drag the fluid from that lump and check if it is cancerous or not.
Okay, what treatment option did you have to go through?
I went through radiation.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was placed on a drug called tamoxifen. I was asked to take it every day for 5 years. And
That's a lot. 5 years.
Every day for 5 years. Wow. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And those are the drugs they give to 50 years and above cancer patients, not my
20.
age.
So how come you were administered that particular drug?
I have no idea.
Okay, let's look at some other issues. You know, a lot of people really would not want to come out to talk about cancer because of stigma, maybe because of some people, their hair falling and all of that. You know, what did you have to do as regards all of that? At any point in time, did your hair fall?
Oh yeah, okay. My whole body fell apart. Like it was crazy. But you have to face it. Like me, I had something to live for. My kids. Everything is like my kids. No matter how scared or if I was afraid or something, I wasn't showing it. By the end of the day, I'm like, God, you cannot bring me this far. You know, I got married, you gave me 2 beautiful children. You cannot let me go. You know, so I was always, in my own time, talking to myself, encouraging myself. And it's also important to be around positive people. You know, people that will like cheer you up, not to make you feel more depressed. Because most times, the doctors will say, this treatment is 50-50. Either it kills you or the disease kills you. So I have come to realize that a lot of people that are in this situation, the treatment or the disease doesn't really kill them. It's their, you know, their worries. Because by the time you start thinking and, you know, blood pressure comes in, a whole lot of other stuff comes in, and that will weigh you down, and it's not going to give the medication a way to work because you're already like
depressed
yes,
and down and
so
everything. So more or less, anyone who has cancer, you have to fight it first. You have to have the spirit to say, I'm not going to die by this disease.
Yeah.
Now, what about for people who have prognosis that, you have cancer, you have just a year to live. It's spread, like it has gone to places where nothing can be done. What do you have to tell them?
Well, in that case, you do the treatment, and the doctors have given you, this disease. You just have to live the rest of your life in a good way. Enjoy it. Yeah, just enjoy it because but don't think about, okay, I'm going to die in 2 weeks. Because you might not even reach that 2 weeks. Because you're thinking too much. So that is when you need people, you need love, you need people, around you to just give you that strength to go on.
Okay. In your case, sorry, Stanley, in your case, how long between did it take before you were told you were in remission from when you were diagnosed and treatment and all of it?
It was 2-3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they don't just, by the time they check everything, they don't just start, it's the US, so they will give you appointments upon appointments upon appointments, and you do series of tests and then surgery. First of all, I had surgery anyways. So I had surgery before I started the treatments, and then after that, I think 2-3 years later, 3 years, because I took that drug for 3 years, and I was having hot flashes, I was very bad stuff. I don't want to mention on TV.
Now you are cancer free.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
That's what matters.
So your foundation. What does your foundation do?
The foundation. Well, I didn't have the foundation, but 5 years after the old drama, cancer drama, I call it drama. 5 years after that, I decided, wow, I was given a second chance for a reason. What am I going to do? That was when I decided to have an NGO to help motherless, widows, and people that are in need. So that's what I do.
For your foundation.
So you're able to channel all those the pushes and all the hard knocks you got from the scourge of cancer, and you channeled it to helping people. We wish you all the best in your foundation. As long as you have decided to live and to help others, you can only get more positive energy around you. Many thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We've been speaking with Mrs. Joan Bergheiser, the CEO of Kiki's Angels Foundation. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I guess that brings us to the end of today's segment of Galaxy Today. I hope you had enough fun. I hope you got enough information. You've understood what cancer is. So for parents, as they say, early detection is key. Pay attention to your kids. Whenever they complain of anything, take them to the hospital. Don't do self-medication. And of course, if you find yourself diagnosed with cancer, learn to have that strong will spirit. It's not a death sentence. It can be cured. So if you know you found yourself in that situation, you have to push forward and try to make the best out of every situation. I'm Stephanie Ojadi. Do have a lovely day and join us tomorrow for the lifestyle segment.
All right, my name is Justin Kadede. Many thanks to all of you who have sat back to watch our show and for the feedback you sent. We do appreciate it. We'll be looking at something lifestyle related tomorrow. I'm sure you don't want to miss that. Bye for now.